Oh, before I forget. So, Utopia is complete. Utopia is complete. Before I completely abandon the music, Utopia is complete. And it, from my knowledge, is being mastered. It's being wait, what do you mean 24 songs? 24 songs? So what I was thinking, right, was that Travis Scott was going to be super strategic in the release for this next album. And that given the tragedy and the events that happened back in late 2021, I was thinking, or I was of the frame of mind that he would likely, you know what I'm saying, most likely, try to make a record that is a bit more stripped back, maybe a bit more introspective, given that those records wouldn't necessarily incite such a riot-like reaction from the audience. Granted, the stakes could be just as high, but I thought that would have been a good way for him to kind of help stalemate any potential like stampeding or situations like that where somebody's in the crowd and nobody can, you know what I'm saying, give any attention to the person because everybody's supposed to be moshing or whatever. That's what I thought he could do. Do I think that's likely? Do I think that'll happen? Probably not. Probably not. If he did, and that's what I would hear as a result on the album, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad at that. Now, number two, what's likely going to happen is similar to what was going to happen with Astroworld. That sounds like Travis Scott. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to do that. But he could. He could. But I don't think he's going to do that. It would be a good idea in my opinion, but I don't think he's going to do that. It'd be the same Travis Scott is too one-dimensional. That's what I think. I don't think that he's going to have the content. But, again, he could surprise me. I get surprised at so many different points. But when I get to the point in my mind of realizing that Travis Scott, I think, is older than me. I think he's like 29. Actually, Travis Scott's like 30, isn't he? Travis Scott.
New album on the way as well.
You're right. I think they come out next week. I think that come out this coming week. Travis Scott is 32. Fuck. Travis Scott don't look bad for 32. But 32 isn't no age to look bad or anything like that. But I'm thinking that if Travis Scott is at the age that he's at now and I haven't gotten much introspective content from dude, I don't think he's going to deliver it with this next record, which isn't going to give me hope that this is going to be a slower paced album meant to be, you know, listened to in more like intimate settings. Still going to be toured and everything like that, obviously, but that just doesn't even appeal to Travis Scott like that anyway, so it's unrealistic for me to expect that, though it would be a good idea, in my opinion, to still make that whole situation that happened back in 2021. However, features that I would love to see on Utopia, let's talk about that real quick. I'm thinking that you need a whole new skill set. Obviously, what works is going to be what works. I don't want this, but I feel like, and I don't know why I feel like this, but I feel like we're going to get a Young Thug jail feature. I don't know why, but I feel like that's going to come. I don't know about Cardi. I think that's going to happen. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that that's going to happen. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but I feel like that might happen. You saying no way? I feel like that might happen. I feel like it might. It's not. I'm not saying it's necessarily gonna make the album better or not. I'm just saying I feel like it might happen. Future is tried and true, but he wasn't on the last album, so I feel like this time around he probably gonna get a spot. He wasn't on the mixtape. Well, actually, he wasn't a mixtape, but he wasn't on the 2016 record either. But he was on 2015's record. I feel like he can't make another record, you know what I'm saying, and not include Future on it, make another song. I did hear that one snippet that was played at that club, and I really was fucking with it. I'm not going to lie. I was really into it. I want to hear more of it, actually. Here, I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of it real quick. I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of what I'm talking about. Oh, you're not Shamal, my bad. Yeah. I like the groove of this one. You need to expound on this idea a lot more. And once you do, it could be great. It could be crazy. I'm not saying that's not the song in its finished version that I want. Obviously, if you're playing it, it's probably finished. But I feel like this is a song that I would want.
Sean, do you ever see the age, especially the younger ones, of a celebrity, athlete, musician, etc., see the level of success they're at and think, what am I doing? I gotta step up, because on some non-comparing timing I do all the time.
Why? Everybody has their own strengths. If you were where they were supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Then you would be there. Like, what do you mean? I'm not looking at, you know, I don't think about no other niggas except me. Not to say that it's bad to admire other people. There are people that I admire. Like, oh shit, I look at Gervonta Davis, for example, beating Ryan Garcia, and I'm like, you know what? It's not just because he's talented. He works really hard. He be in the gym. He be out there doing his thing. That's admirable. That's admirable. I don't think that because he can knock niggas out that I just want to be like, oh, I need to be on that type of time and I need to be able to knock every nigga out too. You do what works best for you. Play to your strengths, man. If you're not a fighter, then be a writer. If you're not a writer, then be a comedian. If you're not fucking funny, then nigga just die at that point. But anyway, like regardless, you just gotta know what you know what I'm saying, what you shine at. Find a place that you shine the brightest and be there all the time. Know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. But back to this future conversation. Damn. Back to this Travis conversation. I'm thinking Future's a necessity. We got Frank off the last record. I don't really want to hear any posthumous additions. I don't want to hear no Pop Smoke add-ons. I don't want to hear no Juice WRLD add-ons. You know, none of that. Please stay away from that. Don't be disrespectful. A$AP Rocky is a definite, addition that I would like to see. Who else would I like to see? The Weeknd, obviously. Pretty much everybody that Travis has been working with. Don, if he's utilized in an effective way. What made Don such an amazing feature on Can't Say was that none of us knew who the fuck he was for the most part. And he came in like the rent was due. Like, immediately. I don't know if Don is necessary this time around because we're so familiar with him. He'd have to be used in a very, you know what I'm saying, creative way for me to be shocked or surprised for that feature to ever be topped. I don't know if he's going to do the whole hidden feature thing again. I would like to see it. It's a nice little surprise. Drake is probably going to be on the album, though if he's not, I won't be upset or mad at it. But I think the tracks where Travis Scott is solo should be much more strong. I think a lot of the reason that Astroworld got the buzz and the notoriety that it got was because of the hidden features and us being so shocked that, Sway Lee's over here or Juice WRLD is over here or, oh my God, there's Frank Ocean on this track. Oh my God, there's James Blake on this track. Oh my God, there's 21 Savage on this track. Like, very resourceful, but the weakest part of the albums are generally Travis Scott. So what I want is for him to really kick it into high gear himself and prove like I am the glue that keeps this shit. Who put this shit together? I'm the glue, And I get it. He is the glue. Don't get me wrong. Travis Scott has some vision. He does have some vision. I give him that. He does have some vision. But at the same time, I need the talent to accompany the vision. I don't need a Justin Bieber feature because I feel like every time, I don't think I'm mature enough to deal with a Justin Bieber and Travis Scott collab at this point because I just want them to give me the same energy that they were on with Maria I'm Drunk, and I don't feel like that ever happens. Travis or Justin Bieber was on that track with Migos earlier this year, and though it wasn't a bad track, it just didn't stand up to that standard in my mind. I'm always going to hold Justin Bieber to that standard because to me, that's always been his biggest contribution to hip-hop, has been that one little feature from 7 years ago. That one little addition, that's the only shit I feel like he's really contributed to. And if he can't get up to par with that, then I feel like I don't need nothing else from him. But hopefully if he is featured or utilized again, that's the type of timing that he's on. As far as Gunna, I wouldn't be upset with that. Let me see. Call it Maria I'm Sober feature. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nigga said Maria I'm Sober featuring Kendrick. Would Kendrick be on the album? Who knows? I don't know. I don't think he would fit. Goosebumps wasn't a bad song, but it's clear that Kendrick has been spread, across the music industry and put in positions where he don't necessarily need to be put in those positions, J. Cole and Travis Scott is crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. J. Cole and Travis Scott is crazy. It's insane. Um, but yeah, I don't. It's gonna be hard to say whether or not Utopia is gonna be good. Also, it's been 5 years. It's been a long stretch of time. At this point, I don't think there's a reason for us not to expect a new sound, a new direction, a new everything. 5 years is a minute. It's been 2018 was when Astroworld came out. 5 years later, come June, almost 5 years later, we should have a whole new Travis. For me personally.
Listen to the Kid Cudi snippet flex.
Kid Cudi snippet flex? Do I really want to do that? I don't know. He was hyping this since 2019. But he's had multiple years to work on this. Revise things, change features, swap people in and out. I think it would be to his benefit to really look at this in its entirety, decide whether or not he went all out, went in the right direction, because this is really what's going to make him. I know it's not. I know everybody who's already listening to Travis Scott is going to look at that and be like, oh, well, he already sold 500,000 last time. He did great with Rodeo. He's solidified already. He's got a lot of features. Like, people already love him. I get that. Musically speaking, if Utopia is good, then I will give Travis Scott his respect. I will. I 100% will. But the reason I'm hesitant to right now is because of so many contributing factors as to why I feel like Utopia, outside of it being great, it was still great. Don't get me wrong. Utopia is still, not Utopia, Astroworld. Outside of Astroworld being great on its own, I feel like a lot of that surprise and shock value and shock factor was wrapped up in how I was with the features when I first heard them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's for a lot of people. But I can still go back to a lot of those records. But outside of, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just I'm very strongly looking forward to Astroworld. I'm very strongly. I don't like the names. It's here and then it's here. Astroworld, Utopia, they're so close, and then I feel like they're marketed as the same thing. And since I don't have Utopia, I keep thinking of Astroworld, and then the Astroworld Utopia word get mixed up. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm sorry.